So if you guys haven't heard about the new AGS blades, they have the regular size, and then they also have the wide, they call it 30W. So it's a wide blade. You can see that it's almost another half of a blade. Would you say about a third?
Yeah.
Another third wider.
Third, quarter.
They cover a little bit more surface area. Additionally, these blades, what we're trying to show you is this top edge up here. You can see the difference. 7 and your 5 and all of those blades that you're actually going to be touching the dog's body with. This also helps prevent snagging the skin because the shape of this is different. I don't know exactly why it does, but I know it does. And so if you don't have any AGS blades, I encourage you to get one and just see what you think and then go from there. But what we're particularly talking about today is the AGS wide blade that goes under wide combs.
Can you hold both side by side?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Like that?
Yeah.
Is that better?
That's perfect.
These things are just freaking awesome. So, as you can see, the wide combs are made to go on the wide blades. So now you have a lot more options for taking off more coat and grooming faster, which, as we all know, time is money in our world. So, the first thing I want to tell everybody about combs, metal combs in particular, is don't put them on the blade while it's running, and don't use anything shorter than a 30. They will fit on the 10, 15, and the 30. And so you can use them on any of those, whatever your preference is. As far as underneath the combs, right now these come in what is equivalent on some of the other brands, an A, a 0, a 1, and a 2. So all of the most commonly used clipper combs, none of the larger ones yet. I don't know if that's in the works, but these are what we currently have right now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little demonstration of these wide clipper combs and how fast you can knock off coat. So the first thing you want to do, of course, is put your blade on your clipper. I always encourage everybody to put their clipper on first and then close your blade down because it seats better. And for our little poodle here, we're going to use a 2 comb. And what did I just say? Don't put it on while it's running.
Okay.
Because if you do that and you misalign it, you're going to touch that and you're going to knock your teeth off. You're going to break your teeth on your blade.
So do not have it on. Okay. Just
make sure you shut it off and put your clipper comb on. Because that way you're not going to catch those teeth. A lot of people make that mistake because you turn your clipper on to put the blade on and then you forget. So make sure you shut it off, and or if you have, if you know you use that all the time, just leave it on the comb. And then your life is a little bit easier. But if you're switching combs or you're putting a comb on, make sure you always turn your blade off, your clipper off, not running while you put your blade on, because that causes you issues. I'm thinking on this little dog, I'm going to be able to get like her whole back in one swipe.
Wow.
And then the whole body in about 3 or 4. Ta-da!
Look at that hair fall off. hair.
See?
Yes, I can see good on this way. That's a lot of hair.
And then basically her whole body is done already. Boom.
Nice.
So you can imagine how much time this would save you on a larger dog, let alone a small dog.
Much quicker.
And a lot of people are asking if they work with clipper vac. Yes, they do. All you have to do is, because most of your clipper vac heads are going to be slightly smaller than this wide blade, they work with the combs. Just turn your suction down a little bit so you're not sucking in too hard from the sides, and it's fabulous. If you have your suction up too high, then the head of your clipper vac will suck in the sides a little bit. Sometimes it can make a line. But if you turn your suction down just a little bit, then they work fantastic. All in all, my conclusion for these wide combs is I think they're fabulous. Just like with any of the other metal combs, you have to be careful taking them on and off. You don't want to stretch those springs. So just really gently pull them forward and let them slide down like this. This is just a general information for all of the metal combs, no matter which ones. Gentle. And seat them on. If you pull up and then crank back, what happens is you bend these little metal tabs, and if you repeatedly bend those little metal tabs, they're going to break. And then there's little springs inside of there. See how that moves? That's how you get it on. You ruin the little springs on the inside. With all of them, you have to be careful because they have those. They're not like the plastic combs. But in my opinion, that's what makes them better than the plastic combs. That and the fact that they aren't as pointy on the tip, so you're not going to catch skin. We actually, like 20 years ago, used to take our plastic combs outside and run them on the concrete and dull them because they would be so sharp on the end that they would catch skin.
Those look like they're rounded?
They're very rounded. If you look from the side like that, you can see the tip is rounded. So lots and lots of reasons to use metal combs, but in particular, awesome reasons to use these AGS wide combs and wide blades. They're going to save you absolutely tons of time, and we all know time is money.